Okay, so we got everything all set up. We're about to open the hive, see what we got going on inside. Hopefully, we'll see that they've got a couple extra frames filled out. Like I said before, it was only 3 frames that they were in. Set down the top over here. Oh, I seen this guy running around earlier. He doesn't seem to be bothered by the bees at all. We'll let him stay. Right, get the top open. Trying to be nice and gentle so I don't make any big loud popping noises. Got it attached down pretty good though. There we go, nice and gentle. Oh, they're really spreading out, nice. I got a little bit of bird comb on the top. Don't see the queen on the top. So that's a big part of my inspection today, is just to see if those larvae and eggs that I had seen earlier have developed and moved on, and if they're expanding their frames. I'm going to go with my furthest frame here, which seems to have the least amount of activity on it. See what we got going on here. Okay, so this guy is completely empty. And the bees are checking it out. I noticed they're chewing holes in the foundation. I'm sure that's no problem. Maybe they're just chewing it out and putting it somewhere else. Right, next frame in. So this frame had nothing going on it a week ago. It was completely empty. And they have drawn that out very nicely. Now I've noticed there are dark spots packed down into the comb. And I have no idea what that is. I've seen that last week. I'm not sure at all. If anybody knows, let me know. Then this side, quick glance, I don't see a queen. Okay, slide these guys back in. Now, last time I had opened this up, I had noticed that they were attaching burr comb between the frames, and it wasn't very much, and I figured that I would leave it. Now that I'm looking at it, it's almost like they have tunnels going out between the frames. Like I'm wondering if maybe I should have gotten rid of that burr comb in the beginning, because now I've got to crack open the comb that they've got there, and hopefully it doesn't make them angry. We'll find out. I haven't smoked them yet. Just they haven't seemed too angry, and I prefer not to smoke them if I don't have to. So over here, there's a lot of liquid. Is that nectar going in? It's clear. This side. See, there's those dark spots again, and they seem to be packed pretty tightly as well. You see, their heads are inside the comb. See them filling it up. No queen on this. So I haven't seen any larvae, any brood or anything, which I didn't expect to, because these are frames that are more towards the outside. I'd expect them more towards the middle. So I'm just going to give this a scrape so they're not all attached. And whoop, drop it down inside, and they'll pick it up and put it back somewhere where it's usable for somewhere else, maybe. I don't know. I'm learning as I go. All over on here. They seem to be pretty happy. Lapping that up. Push you guys down inside. Scrape a bit more. Now, some of the videos I had seen, when you see them coming up on to the top of the frame and starting to line up, that's more of a defensive position. So that's kind of something I'm keeping an eye out for. This is my third time opening the hive, and I haven't been stung yet. And here's, hopefully, she's just checking me out. Perfect. I don't really want to get stung. I know it's all part of the game. A big part of it is to try my best not to squish anybody. Now, another reason I didn't do this last time was like to get rid of all the bird comb was because I was afraid that I was going to take too long and they would get angry. I don't want angry bees. Now this frame here has a lot on it, and it's also got a lot of bird comb that's attaching the two frames. There we go. Broke them apart. Give it a quick scrape to get rid of you. Out of the way, I don't want to squish you. I'm hearing a bit more of a hum, a loud hum. Like, not a loud hum, it's a deeper sounding hum. I don't know if that's just the bees becoming more agitated with me rooting around in their hive, or maybe that's the sound of the queen. Might be hard to pick it up on the microphone or the phone. Slowly pick away this bird comb, trying my best not to squish anybody. Yeah, I'll put you guys over here. You can have a little snack. You can sit there for a minute. Alright, so we are going to get into this frame. This one looks quite meaty. Oh, and it's heavy. It's very heavy. Wow. So this is nowhere near as full as it was a week ago. So up in the corners here, where it's the lighter colored, I believe that is capped honey. And the oranger stuff here, I very much hope is capped brood. They're extending down on the bottom, and that's just comb down there. No cupped queen cells, which I wouldn't expect to see anyways, because this is a new started hive. I'm doing a quick glance right now for the queen. She should be longer, almost like peanut sized. Not peanut sized, but a longer bee. I don't see her on here, so I'll put this frame back in. Very gently, I don't want to squish any of my girls. Way down, nice and easy. So another reason to open this up is I wanted to see how far they had spread, because once I hit 7 to 8 frames worth of frames filled up, I plan on adding on my honey supers, but not until then. I don't want to give them too much space. Going in and slowly taking off this burr comb here. And as soon as I do that, the bees are all over, lapping up all the nectar that is in there. Oh, got one going for a ride. Come on off. I do have the smoker nearby, and I'm not sure if just the smoke that's coming up off of the smoker is enough to get them to start going in and filling their bellies full of honey. And that is why they were doing this. So I may have made a mistake there. As I was scraping this off, I did dig down into the honey right there, their capped honey, and I have heard that exposing the honey makes the bees a little angry, so hopefully they forgive me for that. Okay, next frame. My fingers in here, let them move out of the way. If I move nice and gentle and slow, they shouldn't get too upset with me. What I've seen so far. 3 weeks in and haven't been stung, but you never know. Wow, this frame did not look like this last week. So I can actually see the larvae in there. I see them down in the uncapped cells. I see larvae. So I'm assuming that these dark yellow are the little babies getting ready to hatch out. Doing a quick glance for the queen. I do not see her. Look on this side. And on this side I do not see her as well. I'll put this frame back in. And then nice and gentle, you don't want to roll your queen, getting her caught between 2 frames as you're slowly lowering it down in. She is very important. Slide the next frame open, get off the burr comb that we've got built up over here. So I would recommend this hobby to whoever is on the fence about doing this. I was unsure just because I've got little girls in the yard and I didn't want the bees all over and the girls getting stung and it just being a big disaster. But so far, like, we've seen them on our raspberry plants and we've seen them on the strawberries and they're great to watch. And so far, 3 weeks in, nobody has been stung. I know, I keep saying it, jinxing myself, but so far everything's been great. I love coming out here after work and seeing how they're doing, watching them flying in and out. Okay, here's the next frame. I see no queen, lots and lots of honey. This side, ooh, honey, cap brood again. I've yet to see the queen. got one more frame to go. She could be down below. Makes me nervous every time I go into the box, because you never know. Like, every time you open it up, you risk having something happen to her. Okay, so that was where all the brood is. So I'm not expecting really to find much for brood over here. So they've started drawing this one out nicely. This is one of my fresh frames that I put in 3 weeks ago. This was just straight foundation. This was not part of the nuke that I had received. Oh, there she is! Can you see her? Okay, I'll point her out to you. She's right here. See how much longer she is? It's almost like a, I wouldn't say like a peanut, but you can tell how much longer her body is compared to the rest. I did not expect her to see her out on this frame. Maybe she's out checking on the progress. Okay. I'm going to put them back in. Where did she go? Okay, she's climbing up the frame right now. So I'm going to put them back in. I'll know that she is safe. And just as a quick glance here for my own peace of mind. All right, I'll give her some space. So this is another fresh foundation that was in there. So there's nothing on this side here, completely fresh. And over here you can see they've started to draw out the comb. So they are preparing, they're expanding. So I would count that as 4 frames. I would say that that is 4 frames that they've expanded on. And I don't want to add on the honey supers until 7 frames. So I'm going to leave them. Now, right here, I'm going to push the frames back tight together, but the bees are in the way. I do not want to squish them. So I'll give it a little puff of air. And she's looking at me like, what are you doing? Not like that. So maybe we can get our hive tool down in here. I know squishing a bee every once in a while it's part of the deal. It's unfortunate, but it's part of the deal. But if I can avoid it, I most definitely will. I do not want to squish my girls. So I'll slide this frame gently over. Let them get out of the way. I do not want to squish anybody. You are riding in the wrong spot. Come on. Come on out of there. Persuade her with this. Just come down here. There we go. Alright, so I close this back up. Sliding everything back over the way it came. I don't want to change which frames were which. There we go, let her get her head out of the way. That one's climbing through. Close that up. Slide the next one over. Oh, I thought that was a bee climbing on me. There's my spider buddy from the lid I had removed earlier. Right, slowly move it back over. Let them all get out of the way. Try not to squish anybody. You're gonna have as few casualties as possible. I can feel the spider climbing up my arm. Oh. Don't want to go in the hive, buddy. There he is. Don't go down in there, you won't like it. Alright, slide this frame over. And then I'll add in the first one that I took out. That'll get me back to the same order I was when I began. So I've noticed when I've been in the hive that I haven't had to smoke very much. I keep my smoker nearby just in case things go a little crazy. But thankfully, so far, I haven't had any issues. So I've got a little bit of bird comb built up here. I'll give that a scrape. Some people, they do keep it. They put it off to the side. I don't know, maybe I should start doing that, but I've been just giving it back to them. I've been checking the stone that I have placed outside the landing board in front of the hive, and they don't kick it out. So it's been staying inside the hive, so obviously they must be reusing it somewhere. Throw the inner cover back on. Okay, so I got a problem here. So my spider buddy is right here. You see him? And right now, he's got a bee. I went through all that trouble to try and protect them and to keep them safe, and not to squish a single one. And this spider just ate one of my girls. I know it's part of nature, but I don't like that. So what we're gonna do, I'm not gonna kill him. I don't like killing things if I don't have to. So him, we're gonna move. Okay, so I got rid of him. I went out maybe 30 feet away. And now I know that those big black spiders, I'm not sure what type they are, they are not friends to the bees. They are there for a quick, easy snack. So, we'll get rid of them. Oh, thanks for coming for this ride with me. And next week I'll do the same thing. We're going to open it up, see how much it expands, see if we get closer to the 7 to 8 frame mark. And yeah, the hive is very happy, and I am happy. We'll see you next time.